Today we are going to discuss about the client and local client copy. Client is a logical entity in a system with some data and which user can access the tables of the database. And also we can call it as a independent entity in a system. Client is an independent entity and it is a logical entity and it is an independent area in a SAP system. Client is an independent entity or client is a logical entity in a system with some data and which user can access the tables of the database. So, and by default we'll get the two clients as well as two users while installing the SAP application. We know that. So 000 and 001 is the default clients. So 000 is the master client and 001 is the copy of the master client, or else we can call it as a reference client of a master. So nowadays they are removing it in S4 HANA. Their only default client is 000. By using this 000 client, we know that so all the upgradations and STMS configuration we are going to do with 000 and DDIC user. So coming to default users, DDIC user and SAP star user. So coming to DDIC user, so with the DDIC user, all the system upgradations and STMS configuration we are going to do with DDIC user only. And coming to SAP star, for newly created client, to log in into the newly created client, you need to enable the parameter called login / no underscore automatic underscore user underscore SAP star. So by default it is in disabled. If you want to log in into the newly created client, so you need to enable this with 0. You need to give the values in 0. So where we can find these parameters? We can find these parameters in RZ10. Okay, so this is the RZ10. In this RZ10 T code, we can able to change the parameter value as 0. SAP software we are installing in our system. By default, we don't have any data. After installation, we'll get 000 and 001 clients, and as well as we are going to get two default users to log into the system, 000, 001 and DDIC and SAP star. Okay, these two are the clients. These two are the users. So after installation we have, so while opening our SAP logon pad, we can able to see like this. So this is the client showing 001. So I am logging with the 000. So we have to enter which client you are logging into the system, and as well what is the user and password. Client number you have to mention which client you are logging, and as well the username and the password. I'm going to create a new client here. I'm going to create a new client, client number called 100. How we are going to create the client? So we have a T code called SCC4. By using this SCC4, we can able to create the SCC4, and also we need to create the logical system for this client. So where you will create BD54. So SCC4 for creating BD54 logical system. So as we know that client is an independent entity or logical entity in a system. So that means it have some logical information, that means it should be. So why we are creating logical system for this client means unique identification of a system. So while creating logical system, you know that how we are going to create, how it is a unique to another client. So we are going to see. So first of all, I'm creating a new client with SCC4. So I'm going to create a new user. For creating a new user, we have a T code called SU01. SU01. We just create a some user called Vala. We just create a user. I'm copying it from DDIC. Whatever the permissions it have it in DDIC user, we are going to getting into the Bala user. So I'm giving the profile SAP all we have, and I'm going to give the new SAP new also. So we have to mention this compulsory last name of the user. I'm just giving L. You just click save button. So user Bala is created. So now I'm going to log off from this DDIC user. Because I have Bala user, I'm going to do it with Bala user. So in the 000 client, I'm created the Bala user. Now I'm logging with the 000 only because the Bala user is in 000 only. So once we log in into the 000, so it is asking for password change. Repeat the password. As a security, as a basis consultants, we are going to create a user with some password. So after giving the password to the users, definitely they are going to change their own passwords. They are going to set their own passwords. So for the security purpose, so it will ask compulsory for the first time. Now I am able to log into the application. You can check IP1, the 000 client, and the user is Bala. Okay. So after creating the user, so now I am going to create the client. For creating the client, hit the T code SCC4. Just it is already created in 000. That's why it is showing. I am creating another client. For that, just click new entities. After hitting the T code SCC4, I'm taking example. So you just click the change icon, Google's, continue, and then next click new entities. It is already there, 100 client. I'm creating a new client called 200. So like I'm giving test purpose, this client is for some ABC company. So I'm mentioning the city as Bangalore. So we don't have any, we are not yet created any logical system for this client. So for that we don't have, it is not showing anything. The currency is INR, Indian rupees. So the client role is, I'm taking it as a customizing. So we just click save button. No need to give anything here, just client number. So client description, it is what is about the client, and client which city it belongs to, and currency, and the client role, what is the client role. So after entering this information, you just click save button. So the data was saved, you can able to see like this. So after creating the client, we need to create the logical system for this client. Unique So unique identification of a system, that means we have how it will be unique, how it is unique. So we follow some naming convention for every logical system, that is SIDCLNT and client number. This is the naming convention we are following. Example SID is, what is our SID? So you can able to see what is our SID is AP1. AP1 is our SID. AP1, and the CLNT is common. And what is our client number? I am created client is 200. Okay. So what you are going to provide is 200. So this is how we are going to create the naming convention, the logical system for a client. So to create the logical system for this newly created client, how we are going to do? By using BD54 T code. Okay, BD54 T code, we are going to create this client. So just remove, because it is already there 100 client. I'm just taking example 200. So I'm just hitting the T code BD54, just click continue. So there is no logical system as of now, this is empty. So I'm creating a new entries, I'm taking new entries, you just click new entries. As we know that we follow first our first SID. What is our SID? AP1, and then next SID, you remember like this, SID CLNT client number, AP1 CLNT, our client number is 200. So I am just creating this is for ABC 200 client. Once you enter this, like one PR is going to be created. So this is for every system will be like, every client is different from another. That's why you need to create the workbench request for different for every request you need to create for one workbench request is compulsory. It is showing like that, it is showing, but you have to come here only, you need to create new request for every client different from another. That's why we are going to give the we are going to create the new workbench request. This is for, I'm just giving request. So you can able to see, so he is creating the user, who is the user, and the status new one, and the target, the source is 000. This is, you just click save button. So one SI, like some request is generating. This request is generating like SID K9. It will start with SID K9. Just remember like this. In interview, they may ask you like, what is the naming convention for logical system. So what you gonna tell is SID K9. SID K9. So SID means system identification. You know that. So unique system identification. Suppose in your system some AS2, some DF3, some kind of SID, you may have it in your office. So that's why you remember like this in way, SID K9, K90 lakh something. Just remember like this. So what is the request number or naming convention for logical system? So they may ask you like this. So you just remember like this, SID K9. It will start with SID K9. That means what is our SID? AP1. That's why it is showing AP1. AP1. The K90,000 is, you just click continue button. So now you can able to see the logical system. Just go back. So I want to show what are the available logical system into the SAP system I want to see. So you just enter this T code, you just enter the click. So you can able to see the available logical system. So we have 100 logical system, or else we can have it some 10 to 15 logical system. One is different from another, right? So for that purpose, we are creating a unique identification of a system. So this belongs to 200. How we gonna see? This belongs to some 300, 400, 500 like that. So after creating this logical system, so we need to add this. We need to add this logical system to that client. Then only it will be calling it as a unique identification of a system. Previously it was throwing some error, like it is showing some message. Now we are already created one client. Now we can able to just double click on it. So we can able to add this. In SAP environment, we can have it n number of logical systems. Which logical system you are applying for client, which client? So this is 200 client. This is the client number. You need to verify. And also once you are saving, you click save button, the system is also showing the message information like that. Be careful when changing the logical system. So you need to verify it is correct or not. I'm just click continue. So the data was saved. So the 200 client is created successfully. Now I want to log in with the 200 client. DDIC incorrect. It is showing like that incorrect. For newly created client, as we know that SAP star is the, here also throwing the error. We need to enable this parameter values as 0. For that, in the 000 only, we have the information about all the clients. So I'm going to the OZ10. I'm selecting the default client, extended maintenance, change. So you can able to see the list of parameters here. So no automatic user underscore SAP star, we don't have this parameter here. Login underscore no underscore, you just remember this parameter, definitely they will ask you in the interview. So what is the parameter to log into the newly created client? They may ask you like that. Otherwise they may ask you like, so for newly created client, we do like how we are going to log in into the system. They may ask you like that. So for this, you just remember this parameter, login slash no underscore automatic underscore user underscore SAP star. Login slash no underscore automatic underscore user underscore SAP star, or also you can tell them like that, login no automatic user SAP star, no automatic user SAP star equal to, just go to the create, login. If you don't remember also you can check. Suppose you just click this one, you can able to see like, so you can mention login star, whatever starting with the login slash, it will show. No, this is the parameter. So the parameter value for enabling purpose, we need to give the parameter value as 0. Once entering that parameter value as 0, you just click copy. The change was applied. Just go back, click back button. So we can able to see the parameter value as 0. Once again you just click copy. The changed profile was applied. Previously it was on like a different state. Now we can able to see the changed profile was applied. So 2 times you should compulsory copy. Then you should go back. So this default profile, it will be changed. For the change purpose, you just click save button. So after change button, definitely you have made changes in parameter value level. That's why it is throwing some errors detected in parameter values, display values. So errors it is showing, already I am changing the value as 0. So we don't need to check this error. You just click no. So do you want to activate the profile? So we change the profile parameter value. What is the parameter value? Login slash no automatic user underscore SAP star. We change the parameter value as 0. Okay, you just click yes only, then only it will reflect into the system. So now we can able to see activated. The effect of activating profile is simply that profile is stored at operating system level. For that profile to take effect for particular application server, you have to restart the application server. It is clearly stating that we have to restart the application server, then only it will reflect into the application level. Otherwise it won't. What it is stating, after changing the parameter value, it is stating that we have to restart the application server, particular application server, then only it will reflect into the application level. So for restarting the application, so we need to log in into the Linux or operating system. You need to provide some SAP control commands. Using this SAP control commands, we need to restart after restarting the application server, so the parameter value will be reflect into the application server level. So we'll see. It is stating that, so after RZ10 you can check the parameter value, the default, this is the value should be reflected into the OS level also. For that purpose I'm logging into this server. Okay, I'm already logging into this OS. So the path where we will see CD SAP MNT CD, or application ID is SID is AP1 LM CD profile. So we are checking in default profile, right? Let's see whether it is there or not. The parameter values 0, it is stating like that, but after restarting only it will reflect, right? So for that, so first we need to SU AP1 ADM, switch that application server SAP control -NR01 or instance is 01, PAS instance 01, then function restart system. So after successful restart we are logged into this. It will automatically close this login pad. It will automatically close. Yes. If you want you can check cp control -NR01 function get process list. All are in running state. It is automatically stopped, the GUI. Gray, that means stopped. Now it is going to be automatically start. Restart means stop and start, right? One green state, then next it should be in green. This is you have to remember, and this is also, this is the SAP controlling command is common. Also which instance you are going to restart, before giving the SAP controlling command you need to switch that SID ADM. For that SID application you need to switch, then only it will restart. So all are in green state. It is working fine. Now I'm just log in with 200 client with SAP star. Previously it was showing error. I'm now trying to log in with SAP star. The password is pass. Previously it was showing error. SAP star, I'm login. And also you just remember the default password for SAP star is pass. Just remember, in interview they may ask you, what is the default password for SAP Star? The password is PASS, PASS. So now I am entering this SAP Star user and log into the password. Entering the password is PASS. Now I am able to log in into that 200 client. You just check the, so what are the available users into the SAP, like a 200 client, newly created client. We don't have any user information, right? If you want, you can check with the, by giving the star. It is stating that we don't have no values for this selection. You can click enter times also, it is stating like that. So I'm going to do this. So now we can able to do the local client copy. Okay, now I am performing local client copy. How I am performing the local client copy. Let's see what is a local client copy. The data copy from one client to another client within a system is called a local client copy. It should be in same system. The copy should be in same system. So the 200, we don't have any information into this. The user master data, we don't have any information into this 200 client. We just now checked SU01 by giving the SU01 star. We checked the, we don't have any user details or we don't have any data about this in 200. For that, I'm doing this local client copy. I'm logging with SAP Star in newly created client. In RZ10, the parameter is login / no automatic user SAP Star. The value is 0. After creating the new client, definitely we are going to do the client copy because we don't have the data in it. So in client copy, we have 3 types we can do the client copy. So first one is local client copy. Next one is remote client copy, and the third one is export and import client copy. These 3 types we can do the client copy. So what does it mean local client copy? This is my system. This is my SAP system. So I am doing the copy from, I am doing this copy from within a system. For the test purpose, I am showing you. I am taking some ABC. In the ABC for suppose for example you assume in ABC folder you have some data. So how we are going to copy? I am just clicking copy button or else Control C and just go to this somewhere folder or just paste or Control V. We can happily do this copy into this within a system. Within a system is called local client copy. we can happily do that. We don't have any problem doing this local client copy. But I want to do this copy. Suppose in this ABC folder I have some data. I want to copy this data to the USA, like hosted in USA location that is in somewhere. So I want to copy this APC folder data into that system. How? So we don't have that easy access for doing. So we don't have any objection in doing the local system, because within a system we are doing this copy. So for doing this remote, I want to copy the data from one location to, suppose it is in India, like suppose it is in USA. For example purpose I'm taking. So we are doing this copy. This is called a remote. Remotely we are doing. By doing this remote, we need to establish the connection between with the two systems. To establish the communication between the two systems, we have a remote function call. We have a communication system, like a tool called RFC tool. By using this communication tool only, we are going to do the remote client copy. This is different scenario. This is remote and this is local. And export import we are going to discuss in the next session. So this is about the, as of now I am doing the local client copy only. So for doing this local client copy, we required another T code called SCCL, local client copy. You just remember that this T code with L is client administration. All the T codes start with SCC star, some SCC star only it will start. So L represents a local. We just remember like that way. Going to this newly created client. This is my target. So I am logging into the target client. I am hitting the T code SCCL. So which profile you want to, it will definitely ask you. I'm selecting it as SAP all. The system preference will be like always customization only, but I'm taking SAP all. So the source client, which client I want to copy, I already mentioned. This is my source. I want to copy the data from 000. This is my source. Now I am logged into the target. So this is my target. I am logged into this target client and hitting the T code SCCL. After hitting the T code, I am selecting the profile as SAP all, and the source client is, I am selecting it as 000. And user master data, whatever the user master data is available in the source client, I am taking it from 000 only. So we can able to see this start immediately, schedule as background job. Definitely we are going with schedule the background job only. It is already explained you, like it is stating like the system recommends you to copy the customizing data only always from 000. Okay, I am just click continue. I am selecting it as immediately. So you no need to mention background server because it is already selecting by default. You no need to give anything here. After clicking immediately, you just click the, you can able to see. So what is the source client, what is the profile name you are copying into this 200 client. So this is the 200 client, this is the 000 client. I'm copying it from 000. What is the profile? SAP all. I just click schedule job, and also the verification message it is showing target. What is the target? Target is our 200, and what is the source? 200 000, and the which profile you are copying. SAP all, I'm copying this. So with the verification purpose it is showing once again. We just click continue. So the background job successfully scheduled. The log information will be, you can able to see in SCC3. It is stating like that. So all the log information will be, we can able to see, check it in SCC3. So we can check it in client log information will be, we can check it in all the client logs. So whatever doing the client things, whatever the work we are going to do it with the client administration, we can able to watch it in SCC3. So that's what it is stating. You can able to check it in SCC3. So I'm just hitting the T code SCC3. So the job was scheduled now. So I'm going to checking that job, which status. So we can able to see the client copy log. So now I can able to see the client copy transport log analysis. It is showing like that. Okay. So the status we can able to see, the processing status we can able to see. We just double click on it. You can able to see the time also. At what time it is scheduled. Now it is 10:30. The 10:12 was it is scheduled. Okay, which profile and the which mode it is copying, the local. I'm doing it is local now. It is stating that locally it is doing. I'm just clicking double click on it. The status you can able to see, processing status. So how many tables it is going to copy? As of now 49 copied in 9,900 tables. From number of tables, this now 9,900 tables should be copied into this 200 from 000. So which profile? SAP all. You can able to see the complete status. It is in still processing status. So you can check it by refresh button. As of now 160. So these are the tables it is copying right now. 179. It will take some time. It will take nearly 30 to 40 minutes. It is an empty system also. It is taking 30 to 40 minutes. You can imagine in real time you have large amount of data. It will take days of time, 3 to 4 days or 2 days of time it will take for doing this local or remote, whatever the copy. So it will take too much time to do this local client copy. You can able to check in tables copied status. So 9,900. So client copy tables. A runtime monitor time. Processing table. This is the table processing. HR tables are processing now. If you want, you can check it. Otherwise, not required. Just refresh. So I'm just explaining what we did as of now. What is a client? A client is a logical entity in a system with some data and which user can access the tables of the database. We know that. How we know? Client is a logical entity in a system which user can access the tables of the data. So this is the client and this is the user. Suppose example, I'm logging with some Bala. So the user login and he can able to enter into that client. So he can have like he can use he can access anything, no? By hitting this SU01 by hitting the SCC4 for creating client. So he wants to do anything into the system. So this is what the client means. The client means client is a logical entity in a system with some data. Already is there some data. The user is going to access the tables of the data into the from the database. That is what the client. So by default, after installation of our SAP, we'll get this two default client 000 and 001. In S4 we don't have this 001. The copy of the master client we don't have it in S4 systems. In S4 we have in 000 client only. So by this DDIC user and 000 client, we are going to do the system upgradations and STMS configurations. For newly created client, we are going to always log in with the SAP star. As we know, previously I'm logging with after creating this new 200 client, it is not allowing to enter into the system. By after enabling this parameter login slash no automatic underscore user underscore SAP star, I'm enabling this parameter value as 0 in RZ10. The profiles default profile, I'm enabling this profile. After enabling the parameter, definitely you don't forget, in your company, in your organization, definitely there is a OS team. You should definitely contact them after enabling this parameter value as 0. So after, tell them like you need to restart this system, then only I can able to log into this newly created client. You should mail them. After restarting, they will mail you. So the system is started successfully. Or else if you have the access OS, you can able to use this SAP control command. You can able to restart the system command. You just remember this command. First you need to switch to the SIDCLNT. You need to enter this full command, SAP control command, SAP control -nr instance number function restart system. I written some things. So local client copy, the data copy from one client to another client within a system is called a local client copy. Prerequisites, what are the prerequisites? So in a real time we have large amount of data into that client. For doing this local client copy or else remote client copy, whatever the copy, definitely that system should have space, because suppose it will exceeded the 31.9 GB of pre from this so and so, it will completely in red mark, it will completely in full state. We are not going to copy it into this D drive. No, the same way definitely enough space is available in the system. The first, for any upgradation, for anything into the SAP system, the first thing you have to tell the what are the prerequisites. You mentioned this, enough space is available in the system. Okay, and also for doing this, background work process is available in the system. That means I'm scheduling this as a background job. No, let's see, SM50 to check the work process status. So what are the available? So you can see in 200 client, SAP star user is doing the local client copy. Now it is in running state. By which work process? Background work process. So compulsory it should be available. Waiting means it is available. How many background work process is there? 6 out of 5. Because one is running, that's why it is showing it is already running status. So one user is logged into this 000 client. So the 200 client with this SAP star is performing some local client copy. Name of program being executed by the work process. So we can check this status here in SM50. So all the work process status we can check it in SM50T code. Okay, so that's why it is stating that enough background of pass is available in system for doing this local client copy. And also check RS space check and RS table size. You need to check this. This is a training system, right? We don't have any complete data. This is a training system, that's why it is SA38. We can able to, before checking this anything, we are doing this local client copy. In a real time, we have to definitely, after checking these things only, we can able to do the client copy. In real time, if you want, check it in here also, if you have the access. Free-G. So free 1 GB is there, or else df-h disk space file systems. So these are the file system. Need to check the source client size. That means we have to check the 000 only. We have to check this 000. Table name I forgot to mention. RS space check, and then next RS table size. These two things we have to check. So if you find any inappropriate, or else if you find any, you don't have any space in the system, you have to contact to the OS team. So they are going to create, after creating the space, you can able to do the client copy. This is also one of the step you have to follow. And the newly gradient must not be existed. As I told you, like you have to enable this parameter login / no underscore automatic underscore user underscore SAP star. You definitely enable this parameter value as 0, and after enabling this parameter, you should compulsory restart the application. Then only it will reflect into the application server. Okay, and when we are doing this local client copy or any client copy, whatever the upgradations, whatever the copies, whatever the task we are going to do, if it takes longer time, if it takes more time, definitely we are doing it in non-peak hours, no business hours. That means we can schedule it in night time or weekends. So we are going to schedule this background jobs in no business hours only. So these 7 things you have to remember prerequisites while doing this local client copy. By doing this SCCLT code you have to remember, and then next you have to select the source client and which profile you want to copy, and also the profile means whatever the client resource client information you are going to select, the total information will be coming into the newly created client. So after correcting these things, you just scheduling it as a background job. So you can check, you can monitor the status. So what is the status of this client copy? You can check it in whatever the status, whatever the client copy or export or import. So whatever the status, you can check it in SCC3 only. As of now, 2622 tables are copied. And just refresh. So 4821 tables are copied of 9900 tables. This is about the local client copy. So it will show the status after the completion. The status will be completed. It will show. Now it is in the status in processing status only. We can able to see the completed. So now we can, like after completed status, the target system, the 200 client which we created newly. So we can able to log into this client with the DDIC user. So then after you can able to like with 000 client we have some Bala user, no, it will come to definitely to the target system. That means in 200 definitely the Bala user will be came. We'll check after this, after completed status we'll check whether the user is came or not. We'll see. And after the client copy, disable the parameter value by setting the parameter value as 1 and then restart the system. Definitely you don't forget, once the parameter value is enabled to 0, the common user is SAP star and the password is PASS. Everyone know that. Everyone can able to log into the system. Everyone can able to do the anything. So definitely as a basis consultant, we have to take care of these things. Definitely we should disable the parameter value after doing this. Login / no underscore automatic underscore user underscore SAP star equal to 1. By setting this, you just restart the system. Restart the system only, it will reflect into the application server level. This is about the local client copy. So what are the some common errors you may get while doing this local client copy? You may get some errors. What kind of errors you may get? Some errors is nothing but issues. So the user is doing the client copy have SAP all authorizations. It should have whatever the user, like suppose some Bala user is doing, no, he have some SAP all user all authorizations, SAP all or SAP new, whatever the authorizations is required to do the local client copy. He should have the full access, full authorizations to do the local client copy. Then only he can able to do the local client copy. Where you will check? Where you will check? SU01. I'm giving the Bala. Just clicking. Just click change button. In the profiles you can check. This Bala user is have SAP all profiles and SAP new, and that's why he can able to do the local client copy because he has the all authorizations to do the local client copy. And also this disk space or else enough space is available in the system. No, we already discussed this thing. Enough space is available in the system. That means this directory should have enough space. USR SAP trans, this directory should have enough space in the system, and as well as in the database. Whatever we are doing it in, it will reflect into the database. No, definitely it will store into the database level. The database also have the same space. System space is available in the system as well as the database space is available in the system. Background job fails. So as of now, as we know, enough background work processes available in the system. We just discussed about the background work processes by just hitting the SM50 / and SM50. So on that 6 background work process, 5 is waiting status and 1 is running. So we can able to see this is BTC. BTC means background means batch jobs, batch kind of jobs. We can BTC, you can just remember like that way. So what it is doing, local client copy in 200 client with SAP star user. This we can check. So this is how we are doing the local client copy. So these are the common errors you may get in the real time. This is about the local client copy. Let's see what is the status of local client copy. So as of now, 6667 tables are copied of 9900 tables. In real time, it will take longer duration, like 2-3 days time it will take to do the local client copy. Based upon the data, it will finish it within 30 to 40 minutes in real, like this is a training system. That's why it will take less time. This is what about the local client copy. I am doing this copy from locally. What we have in 000. User master data. That means DDIC user is there and some Bala user is there, some ABC. So up to, you can imagine, some hundred of users information is there for example purpose. So it should be, I did the copy from, so complete the, I copied the data from the 000 to 200. It should, whatever the data is available in the system, this 000 client, it should be available into the 200 client after successful copy. This is what for the test purpose I'm telling you. This is what the successful client copy. So what we did actually for doing this, first we have only 000 client. First I'm creating this SCC4 client 200. Then after, I don't have any data into the 200. Even I'm not able to log into the 200 client. So for this, I'm just go to the 000 client and then hit the T code is or Z10 and then go to this and select the default profile. After selecting that, I am enabling the, what is the parameter then? Login no underscore automatic underscore user underscore SAP star. For login into the client, you have SAP star access. So you can remember this way. SAP star values, we know that SAP star. To log into the login with SAP star, we need to enable the parameter value as SAP star. You can remember this way. Which user? SAP star user. In interview, definitely they'll ask you login / no automatic user SAP star. Login / no underscore automatic underscore user underscore SAP star equal to 0. By setting this parameter, I'm just using the SAP control command. Before doing this, I'm switching that application SIDADM SAP control -nr 001 is my instance function. Restart system. So in every office we have OS team. What you're gonna do is you just mail them, restart the server, restart the application server. You just mail them. Definitely you'll get the reply on that from them. So restart successfully, and now we can able to do the work. You'll get the mail like that, successful. So you'll get the mail revert from the OS team. So after reverting, you're going to do is you just log in with 200 with SAP star. The password is small PASS. Password is pass. Then next, after entering, you can able to log into the newly created client 200 client. This is, for example, I'm taking in environment. You may get different client. You may get create the new client 200, 300, whatever the client, 444, 333 something. Next we are going to do the client copy. For doing this, I am hitting the T code SCCL. After hitting this SCCL, it will ask for select the source details, source client information. That means it will ask you select the client number, which client you want to copy the data and which profile you want to copy, and then next schedule the BTC job, background job, where you will check this background job status in SCC3. This is what we did as of now into in a system. Within a system we are copying the data. That's what we call it as a local client copy. This is about the local client copy. So still it is in processing status. Sum of ending status it is stating. You can check tables copied. Once you understand the concept in interview, you can easily tell them to the, so whatever the questions they may ask you, you know the flow system, and also enough background work process is also available in the system. If background work process is available, you don't get any failures of the client copy. Still it is in processing status. The program is automatically changing. Here also you can check. The time is also it is showing. Scheduling background job, what type of work process, background number 11 is assigned for this process. CPU time, this is the information. So now we can able to see it is in waiting status. That means the job is done successfully. We'll see whether it is completed or not. Now it is completed. That's why it is went to waiting status. Previously it was in running status. Just go back and check. There is no SAP star. So now I am into the 200 client in SAP star user. Let's see user master data is came or not. SU01. Previously there is not a data, right? Now you can able to see the Bala is came and Sagar some user is came. Some SAP star user is there. TMS ADM user is there. So these many users is came from which client? The 000 client. Previously there is no data. There is no data into this 200 client. And also in this 200 client we have Bala user now. With this 200 client you can able to log in with that user. 200, you just give the 200, everything, the user information, whatever the profiles and the password, whatever the things the user is have it in 000, it will come here. 200 client and the user is Bala. I am entering the password. Now I can able to log in into the 200 client with the user Bala. This is what we did with local client copy. If you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you just comment below. So you'll get the reply on that. Thank you.